Think of it this way. If you are selling options, you want to sell them on individual stocks because they're more volatile and you'll get a higher premium, or you'll make more money for the same risk that you're taking versus an index. Okay. I don't know if I agree with this or not, but that's my opinion on that. This is the How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast, brought to you by 10MinuteStockTrader.com, where we cover finance, stocks, options, entrepreneurship, education, and money. And here's your host, voted one of the top 100 people in finance, Christopher Ewell. Hey there, traders. Welcome back to today's How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast. Today, we have a special lesson for you. I'm putting it here on the podcast because I really believe that this is going to provide you massive value, and that's what I'm trying to do here. And hey, listen, if this podcast was useful to you at all, I really highly suggest that you go check out the full trading course at AIStockTradingSystem.com. That's AIStockTradingSystem.com. Markets are people. People are predictable. Outlier can show you how to track market fear and greed with artificial intelligence on over 1,300 of the largest market cap names. Visit outlier.com to learn more. That's OVTLYR.com. They have a free pilot program for the rest of 2021, so you can get access to right now at OVTLYR.com. That's OVTLYR.com. Hey, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time we give you more tools, tips, and tricks to help you trade faster and trade smarter every single week. Hey there, traders. Welcome back to today's How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast. Today, we have finally done it. We are on our last episode covering the Options Trading Mistakes series presented by Ally Invest, where I'm giving you my own perspective on what they're talking about. This has been a labor of love. We've been going through this for 10 weeks now. Some of them I agree with, some of them I don't agree with. Some of the times I feel like they only gave you half the information, like on number 9. But today, you know, I like watching these cold. Options trading mistake number 10 is ignoring index options for neutral trades. Okay, I do not know where they're going to go with this. It's really short. It's only 2 minutes long. I'm not a huge neutral trader, mainly because I got burned super hard. Neutral traders feel that the market's efficient and that trends don't exist and that stock is going to go sideways. But I don't play those kind of stocks. I get into the stocks that are moving because that's when you can make money. That's just my opinion, and you can do what you want to do. But I don't know where he's going with this. Ignoring index options for neutral trades. So let's watch it together and find out.
And another common mistake that we see with beginning option traders is getting stuck into one underlying that they trade in. A very common...
Ooh, good point. I was just looking at my my results the other day. So it's May this year, 2021, and I've traded over 75 names, over 120 trades for the year. And doing really well. But in the process, like, I agree that don't be stuck into one certain name because there's opportunities everywhere. All right.
More advanced type option trader likes to look at indexes, and there are many
indexes. I traded this year SPY and Qs maybe twice. But you could. Doesn't mean you can't.
Different indexes that you can choose from. You see them quoted every day on all the major news channels, the S&P 500 index, the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. Specifically with option tradings, if I'm looking at more neutral-based trades,
individual stocks can be more volatile. Yeah, and that's kind of the point. I mean, think of it this way. If you are selling options, you want to sell them on individual stocks because they're more volatile, and you'll get a higher premium, or you'll make more money for the same risk that you're taking versus an index. Okay, I don't know if I agree with this or not, but that's my opinion on that. Let's keep going.
One of the things that's great about an index option contract is that the underlying is usually more tamed because
he's saying, okay. He's saying, like, if you are going to do a strategy and you don't want it to be volatile, then going with an index may make more sense than an individual stock. I hear you. But that volatility, if you're on the right side of it, can be spectacular. Not just like the options pricing volatility, but the movement, the delta volatility. That's one thing that I love to play is I want to be in a stock that has explosive moves to the upside because I'll make more money more faster. Which I know I said that wrong. I did that. So let's keep going here.
You're talking about a gaggle of securities, right? The S&P 500 index is almost 500 stocks. And when
But real quick here, it may be made up of 500 stocks, but this, and I don't know if you knew this, it is a what is the word? Market cap weighted index. So it may be 500 stocks, but if Apple's having a bad day, the S&P 500 is going to have a bad day because Apple's the biggest weighted stock. And like, I don't know, an equal weighted index would make more sense to what he's saying. But when it's a market cap weighted index and we have some mega caps that really move the market on their own, I don't know. You might as well just play Apple.
When one stock goes up and the other stock goes down, it kind of tames the movements in these underlyings. So be willing to learn about index option trading. There are a lot of benefits. There's a lot of differences between the stock option world and the index option world. But if you're looking for an underlying that has a little bit tamer volatility than a specific stock option can, index options are very good for those type of strategies.
Please don't tell me. Oh my gosh. If I thought number 9 was a disappointment because he didn't really go into all the details, this is all you're going to give us. Okay. If I had to guess, they were recording all these in one day or writing out the script for all these in one day, and they got tired of writing by the 10th one. Here's my opinion. If you like selling out of the money call spreads, don't do it against the market. The market, in general, likes to go up. And even people who believe in the efficient market theory, which I don't, will tell you there's a positive drift to the market, which kind of just like throws the theory out the window to start with. But second, if you sell put spreads and you don't want volatility, that means you're making less money. If you're selling a $5 wide spread, and in Apple, you might be able to get for round numbers here, you might be able to get $1.50. Maybe $1.25. If you do the same thing on the index, you might be able to get 75 cents to $1. You're taking the same amount of like dollar risk with the $5 spread, but you're making less money. And because you're making less money on the credit, you're actually you have a higher dollar risk because of that. So I don't necessarily agree with this one. I feel like they opened the door but didn't tell you anything about it and then shut the door back. So yeah, maybe that was the mistake, that they could have added more to this episode. So I'm a little disappointed. I hope you're not. But you know what? I'm glad we went through this series. They covered a lot. Some things I hadn't thought about before. Some things they could have added too. But we're going to be doing more of these series in the future. I found many different YouTube channels and have a whole library of content that I want to put together. So I think that this is going to be something we do pretty frequently. But listen, I really appreciate you tuning into today's episode. I really do. I hope that you found this series useful. And I hope that my perspective gave you more information than just listening to what they were saying. Because, there's one thing with teaching it, and there's one thing with living it. And learning from those mistakes along the way. And as you know, I am as open a book as it comes to telling about my mistakes. Because you can learn a lot more about me telling you about the times where I lost money versus the times where I made tons of money. So yeah, I hope that you found this useful. Listen, make sure you hit the like button or leave a review on iTunes. That helps a lot. Subscribe wherever or everywhere. And enable notifications. That way you never miss the tools, tips, and tricks that we upload every single week to help you trade faster and trade smarter. I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, so what'd you think? That was pretty incredible, right? Now, if you liked that, that's only a taste, only a sample of what you're going to find in the full AI stock trading system. And I really highly encourage you to go and check this out. Obviously, you are interested in learning on how to trade, and that's why you're listening to this podcast. Now, I'm going to take and download my entire trading system that I use day in and day out onto you. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is over at the AIStockTradingSystem.com. You're going to get phase 1, 2, and 3, several bonuses, and on top of that, I'm going to walk you through over a dozen trades that I put on inside of my account, holding your hand and showing you exactly how I got in, how I got out, how I use the artificial intelligence data, and how this could work inside of your own trading portfolio on a daily basis. So make sure you head on over to AIStockTradingSystem.com. That's AIStockTradingSystem.com to learn more and to get started and to download my decade plus worth of trading experience into your hands so you can start using the AI stock trading system today, the 5-step system to take the guesswork out of trading. Hey, if you like this video, let me know by leaving me a like below, and then subscribe and share it with somebody you think could use it as well. Be sure to comment below with your biggest takeaway from this episode and any suggestions you have for future episodes. And finally, make sure you watch these other videos to help you trade faster and trade smarter, and I'll see you on the next episode.